next election, presidential election in America, because you have continued and have not changed your ways. You control all the academia around the world. But you cannot produce those professors to come up with policies that will align itself with the will of the people in this country, in this land. And then you're trying to wait, hoping for a chance to remove Trump. Those that are prophesying and talking about Trump running a third time to shut up their mouth, they are fools. Trump will not go to a third time. For the Lord have seen your plan to get into a world war around that time, so that he will be a war president to continue as I've done in the past. No, you will be surprised what will happen. You will be surprised. For God have surprised you enough. The Democrats, the person that will succeed Trump, will continue with Trump's policy, so that you plan ahead of time to know if you really want to get back into power. You need to look and stand in the mirror and look at yourself. And you have to reflect upon your life and see, are you now changed? We hear Governor Newsom of California, and then there he talks, and then he says he's sorry one way or the other, and then he comes presenting himself like a sheep but wolves. He wants to run for the president, but there's no sincerity in his heart. He is the same, just like Biden came in supporting agendas that was fooling the people to make it possible to be able to win, and got in there and then did the worst. And the worst came to him and came to this land because the people were warned. Don't vote for that man. If you vote that man in, then you will suffer severe consequences. So when people now complain, were they not warned? When they were warned, did they listen? By the time you receive this message, and I know that those in power already receive it, because I've seen what they do, wickedness in the high places. All trying. There was a prophecy given about the rush, the stampede to control humanity. Is on now. People are talking about it, but it was warned years ago from this altar. These things are public. But the social media has blocked them so that you will not be able to play it. They don't want you to hear it. But the testimony is there. We recorded them. Those that have ears, they can hear it. And they can take it. Or they leave it. It is their free will. When we talk about the government surveillance in America, turning America like Europe, and it's even worse than that when our government is using the forces and powers of the great United States in order to spy on Americans, an abominable thing, an illegal thing. Un-American. They should have known. And this is true. I see they come to my computers and my phone and all their interference. A warning was just given in during the Epstein time, and I said, Lord, what do you want to do about all this interference with my networks? Connected to the internet, and you will see them come there and try to block me, and they wage war. They don't want the word of the Lord to get out. Show them a sign, and in heaven, that I cried out, and I said a warning sign. And that's why they saw the rebellion by the MAGA movement against Trump, and there are a lot of bad stuff that have been said, even against him, against his administration for what he has done. And I'm happy they stood up for the truth, and not to be like as if they are slave. A slave, free people, Americans, we are free people. We are not slaves to anybody, not to any king. Is that not how America revolted against the King of England? And then suddenly somebody becomes a president and expect that we shall be their slaves. We are free people. And we rise up against them. And I'm glad the generation rose up. So that is a sign of what is happening. You keep interfering. If you keep interfering, you are going to see a greater power. And see what they will do to you. And what God and his army will do. Leave my systems alone. And to make sure that those that hear this will not think, oh, he's crazy. He's talking again about him. And he's pain and he's suffering. I signed up for a satellite through Starlink. And they could not give me a steady connection. They keep disconnecting so that each time we log on, they disconnect the internet remotely and then you are logged out. So you can do your work. They don't want the message of the Lord to get to the internet. So they use the network that was compromised through a governmental power. And by those that God is reigning against for their immorality and unconscious behavior. They use the tech industry against the people. They plant chips in the brain to control human beings. They have introduced a lot of other stuff. Now in tattoos, they're talking about using tattoo to remotely control human beings by planting chips in their body in order to control them using the eyes they see by giving them eyeglasses. They're now planning and have systems to deploy body sensors. So when you lift your leg to go out, they will use the sensor to disable you so that you become in the house arrest. They fear. The prophecy came about the rising of the people in the world. And what the world and the people in this country is going to do to all these tech people. They did not stop short of building bunkers like Facebook Zuckerberg when they got the message. Bought a massive land and he's been building bunkers since then. Of where he think he was going to recreate his town and then hide in his bunker. But they don't know who God is. They think that by planting sensors and chips in people so that, like a dog, when they want to raise and speak, then you send signal there and it will eject them and then stop them. These are the thoughts of man. And they're giving them accolade for such innovation. How wicked and evil it is. They're not thinking about how to feed the world. They're not thinking about how to make everybody live comfortable.